order.
I got a call from Karl Rove, who told me that because of my criticism of the president, I should never darken the doorstep of the White House. As president, I would have to tell George Bush exactly the same thing Karl Rove told me.
On a night when most GOP candidates were throwing President Bush under the bus, that comment may have received the most attention. With us now, Republican presidential candidate Tom Tancredo. Congressman, it's just almost war between you and the White House.
Well, Neil, first of all, let me tell you, I got it on good authority. Tony gets whacked. In the last episode,
Don't even say it. Don't even say
it. But in fact, it may very well be what you say. I have never been so disappointed with the President of the United States. And
Did
we have been
Karl Rove
at
really
odds,
tell you
as
that?
you know,
Did
for a long
Karl
time.
Rove really tell you that?
Yes. Oh, yes, sir. Those were his exact words. What had happened was I had given an interview to the Washington Times, and in it I said that if we had another event like 9/11, and if it was perpetrated by somebody who came into this country illegally, and if we had done no more to secure our borders than had been done up to that point in time, and by the way, I could still make the statement right now, that the blood of the people killed in that event would be on the head of the people in Congress and on the President of the United States. And the next thing I know, next morning, I get a call as I was leaving my home in Alexandria, and you open the little phone that says White House. I don't get that many calls, so it was Karl Rove, and yes, it was a very, very heated discussion for about 30 minutes all the way to my office, and the conclusion was just exactly that: don't ever darken the doorstep of the White House, is what he said.
All right, but here's the issue, Congressman, that he is the President of the United States, he is a Republican, and yet you guys collectively as a group seem to be running away from him almost as much as the Democratic candidates I heard debate 48 hours earlier.
Well, I can't, explain or the motivation for anybody else and how they have chosen to take a position here. I have been on this show many, many times over a long period of time, and I have criticized the president mightily, and I have said on more than one occasion that I believe he is doing great damage to the party, and certainly by pushing a bill like the one he is now pushing, I believe he is doing damage to the country. Now, that's not a new position for me to take. I didn't just pull that up last night in order to gain points with an anti-Bush crowd. I'm sure you say that in when you are on the stage as a Republican candidate, and there are going to be a lot of people who push back and say that was nasty and mean-spirited and the rest of it. I know that, but I have to tell you, I have never been so disappointed. And the reason is because, if it in fact were a Democrat, if a Democrat had proposed this legislation, I'll tell you, we would be fighting it tooth and nail. If a Democrat had proposed the prescription drug bill, we'd have fought it like crazy. If a Democrat had proposed the No Child Left Behind bill, we would have been fighting it like crazy. But the President of the United States was a Republican who I remember calling people off the floor of the House at 5 o'clock in the morning on the prescription drug bill, telling them that they better vote for it. That's the stuff I blame him for. And let me tell you, it's...
Bottom line, if you go to the White House,
it's annoying.
Bring a food taster, because that's how bad it's gotten. All right. Congressman Tancredo, very good seeing you.
It's a deal.